Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monday today, and I wanted to save this quick little show for you for today. Because if we're connected and you're following me on any platform, it's because you want to get into the service industry, you want to get into the coaching industry, or you're already in the coaching or service industry and you're building your programs. But the biggest single question I get asked by my students is, how do you find the time to get stuff done? So the big question is this: how is a tiny percentage of entrepreneurs blow the pack away? What are they doing that we're not? I asked myself that question for 10 years. I was failing forward and getting sick of it. I wanted to build a coaching business, but couldn't make any headway. So I started studying. I realized that the world's most elite marketers, entrepreneurs, and gurus were all using the same 4-step system. I call it the authority factor. On the show, I'm going to prove to you that the authority factor worked for them and it'll work for you. My name is Ken Dunn. Let's get started. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to dig right into it because the fact is, we all start in the same place. If you're just getting started in the coaching industry right now, or you're a veteran and you've been around for a while and you're not happy with the revenue you're bringing in, you're trying to bring in more revenue, you're trying to help more people, then your biggest enemy is time. Getting things done. And I guarantee you, if you're here with me right now watching this show and you agree with me, that's your biggest enemy. Like, you understand all the other concepts we're going through together, but your biggest enemy is time. I want you to go into the notes or the chat right now and say, time is my enemy. Type that in there. Because the first step in you actually realizing that and fixing it is admitting it. So type that in the chat. Time is my enemy. I check all of the chats on all of our platforms and reply to them with special comments. Now, what I want to do for you today is actually to just walk you through and tell you exactly how I deal with that. Because when I first got started, it was painful for me. I had so many different things competing for my time. I had a young family. My kids were 2 and 4. My wife was still working full time. I was transitioning out of a business. I had all these responsibilities to do with my business I was leaving, plus this venture that I was trying to get started, and it was a nightmare. And then on top of the time, I'll tell you, my bigger problem was distractions. I used to get distracted every freaking single time I tried to sit down to do something. I'd get distracted and I'd know it, but I'd do it anyway. So what did that mean? That meant I had a really hard time getting anything done. And it is definitely, it's the curse of any creator. And first, I guess the first thing I want to tell you, friends, is that you're not alone. Like, every single elite level creator in the world, they will tell you similar stories about when they first got started. And the hardest part was, unfortunately, you don't get the luxury of just saying, okay, world, stop. I'm going to start a coaching business. I'm going to build a course. I'm going to start a service industry. And I want the world to stop right now and give me the time to get this set up. So how do you do it? Organization is the thief of success. I mean, that's really what I want you to take away from this message today. You've got to get organized. You absolutely have to get organized. And what does that mean for me? So I want to talk to you about time management, obviously, but I just feel the need to talk to you about getting organized first. If you're watching this video somewhere, I want to show you how I get organized. One of the very first things I did way back in the beginning, I just pulled my camera off of my computer. I just use a little Logitech camera for filming, and I want to show you my setup here. You can see I have a stand-up desk that I use for everything that I do. So that allows me to stand up and sit down and, stretch my legs and all that stuff. So I'm just going to stand up with you right now. And I got a computer and 3 monitors. Now, when I first got started, I didn't have a big iMac computer. What I had was, I had a little laptop. I had a Mac laptop or a PC laptop. It's the same damn thing. You can use either one. And so I had this little Mac laptop, and I went out and I got from Amazon. I'll put the stands in the notes here so you can see. I got these little stands. I got a stand-up desk from Amazon for $190. I'll put the link to that in the notes today because I really want to help you with this. I got 2 little stands from Amazon, which I put in the notes. And then I bought 2 monitors from Amazon. Now, I bought pretty big monitors, 20-inch monitors. They were like $190 each. And with any computer, you can figure out how to make these things work together. So what you guys can see now is my calendar is right there on one computer. That's the only reason for that monitor. Nothing else lives on that monitor except for that calendar. And it's also my email too. I use a software package called Shift. And with Shift, you can see I can go through all of my different email accounts right there, and I can see my calendar, and I can see my notes. So I'll give you the link to Shift here today as well, so you guys can get hooked up with it. It's amazing. If you use Gmail and you're not using Shift, you're not as efficient as you can be, and you're basically losing money if you're in a service business. So that lets me put all my email and my calendar right in one place. And then whatever I'm working on goes on this computer that I'm looking at right now. Now I've upgraded since then. I've got an iMac. But like I said, when I started, it was just a laptop. And then on this monitor over here, this is where I put notes and things I'm working on. If I'm doing any training myself, because I still buy online courses and I still get involved in trainings, I put the training on this monitor. And so that allows me to watch the video and pause it, and I can be working at the same time. Because if I'm trying to go through somebody else's content, like a video or anything like that, friends, I suck at doing this. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I used to try and watch them on the same monitor and then pause it and switch tabs, and it was a nightmare for me. I'd get confused and lost, and I'd end up throwing my hands up in the air, and I'd give up. When I got this second monitor and I put what I was working on here, and it gave me the ability to pause it and look, and I could look back and I could keep working through it till I saw it. It changed everything for me. So the first step in finding the time to build your coaching business is get set up properly, get yourself organized. And friends, if you're not, like what I just told you, look, you have to invest money if you're going to make it in any type of coaching business. There's no doubt. Now, invest your money wisely. What I just told you for the stands, I'm not even suggesting you get a pop-up stand-up desk right away, but to get those little stands from Amazon, $50 each, 2 monitors, $200 each, you're $500 into it, plus your laptop. The camera I'm using is a Brio Logitech camera. Why am I using that? It's because it's the best quality. Look how crystal clear this video is with me right now. And then I've got a Yeti mic, and this all connects into my laptop. Now, there's so many people that are going to watch this show or listen to the show, and you're going to say, "Oh, but I'm not a techie. I can't figure that stuff out." Then you obviously don't know YouTube. Because YouTube has videos on all of this stuff. Again, put the YouTube video on this screen. If I'm trying to figure out how to connect my monitors to my PC, I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to search for a video that says, how do I connect extra monitors to my PC? How do I connect extra monitors to my Mac? And there's going to be a tutorial video there that you can watch. If I buy a Yeti mic and I want to get my Yeti mic to show up in Camtasia, the software I'm using, or I want to get my Yeti mic to work with Zoom, guess what I'm going to search on YouTube? How do I get my Yeti mic to work with Zoom? Most people don't realize how much training content is actually on YouTube that you can actually use to do the tech stuff. Everything that I know about Facebook ads, building funnels, tech, any type of tech, doing my own podcast, doing my own video editing, I learned it all on YouTube. It's really great. Now, again, we're having a conversation right now about how do you find the time to build your coaching business. And so far, all I've been talking to you about is getting organized. Are you getting it? Are you seeing why? Do you understand why? It's eliminating your own objections. It's eliminating your own struggles. Friends, when you get these 3 computers working together, 3 monitors working together with one computer, and you start using YouTube to learn, you are going to feel that your stress level is going to go down like crazy. Your stress level is going to go down like crazy. Now let's talk about time management, because now we're all set up. Our stress levels are going down. We're finding that being organized actually is empowering. Being organized too, friends, like just as a little side note, you're starting a service business. You're starting a business teaching other people. If you're not organized, your students will see it. Actually, if you're not organized, you're not going to have any students. Because your students, they want to learn from somebody who's farther along than them, who's got it together, who's got it more together than they do. And so you want to make sure that you've got it together yourself. Now, once you got your calendar figured out and you're truly putting everything into your calendar, here's what you do. You block out an hour a day. You get to decide when it is, but make sure it's the same time every day. When I first got started, I was so freaking busy. I got up an hour earlier every day. For the first 2 years, I got up an hour earlier. So at 6 o'clock every morning, I would be sitting at my computer working on my business, building funnels, building out the slides for my presentation, whatever was next in the list. I would literally work on that thing. But that's the key. It's an hour every day and 5 hours on the weekends. I do 2.5 hours on Saturday and 2.5 hours on Sunday. And I'll tell you, the most important thing about that is figure out a time that doesn't interfere with your family or your other commitments. For me, it was earlier in the morning. I would strongly encourage you, if you're trying to figure out a time to do this and you're willing to commit to what I'm talking about right now, do not choose the evening. There are so many people when they get started, they hear this advice and they try it and they set up themselves with a time like 10 o'clock at night. Every night I'm going to work on it for an hour. Your brain doesn't work the same way at night. You're not going to get the same results. Your creative juices aren't flowing. Your brain is attached to your body. It's that command center, and it works on an algorithm. And it knows when it's getting dark outside. And when you've been on your feet and you've been going, it feels your heart rate's been elevated all day. It needs to rest. And when you get into that mode where your brain is wanting you to wind down and you're fighting against it, you're fighting against yourself. The best thing in the world you could do is get yourself out of bed earlier and create some time every single morning where you dedicate to building your service business. And if you've already got a service business, this is an amazing habit for you to get into. It's an amazing habit because when you get your service business growing, your days are going to look like this. See that? That's my calendar for this week. Look at all the appointments, and they all start at 11 a.m. and it's packed all week. So I get myself up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I shoot these trainings. I do some reading. I was working on my ads and funnels this morning, and now I'm going to head off to the gym. It's really that simple. And literally, I'm getting more done. I'm getting more done before 7 a.m. every day than most people get done all day. And it's just because I've eliminated my own objections. I started taking my personal development seriously. I use YouTube as a training resource. I got my environment set up properly, and I dedicated time every day. It's the only way you're going to get through this, friends. Take this advice seriously and watch what happens to your business. Hey friends, it's Ken. Thanks for being here with me today. Listen, if you enjoyed the show, make sure you follow it. You know what? Like, I'm going to promise to give you amazing content all the time. You just have to hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, put my content in your life, and I guarantee you're going to save yourself a lot of time and trouble. Hey, and on that topic, if you're following me, you're a coach, a consultant, you're somebody that wants to build an online business, helping other people accomplish something you've already done. And I want to give you the fast track. I've been studying the art of building an online coaching business for 20 years, and I've invested millions of dollars with some of the biggest coaches in the world. And you know what I found? They were all following the exact same system. It's a framework that I call the authority factor. It's a 4-step system that I want to share with you. And if you follow this system, I can't even begin to tell you what the future has in store for you. But I can promise you this one thing: you're going to get paid helping others. So go to authorityfactor.info. I put the information in the notes below. It's an amazing online live workshop that I'm doing right now. And I'm going to show you exactly how to build a coaching business the fastest way possible, with the most revenue, and avoiding the most mistakes.